Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time, with the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Francois Pierre Delabriowskis of the world? You are listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Yeah, you could be an usher at the music hall or a soda jerk.
The only discussion-based podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in the garden spot of the world, Brooklyn, USA.
Clifton, USA.
Yeah, subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review because we read them. Mm-hmm. And our home base, if you're listening to the show, it's on the Non-Productive site. That's non-productive.com/honeymooners. And don't forget to like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. What's happening, Lou?
Joe, number 48.
48, that's right.
And you and me know there's only 148. That's Jacob deGrom.
Jacob deGrom, yep.
Jacob deGrom. Two-time Cy Young Award winner. 1 year he won it with 10 wins. Then he won it with 11. But when you play for the Mets, that's like winning 30. God. And there's also one obscure 48.
What's that?
Don Nottingham. The reason I put him on here was he was called the human bowling ball.
Really?
Yeah, he played for the Baltimore Colts back in the early 70s. Actually played with Unitas at the end of Unitas' career. Then he ended up his career with the Dolphins.
I loved him when he took Norman Fell's place in Three's Company.
Yes, that, yeah.
So he's great. Yeah. Don
Nottingham.
Don Nottingham,
the human bowling ball.
The human bowling ball.
Look him up. Well, that's 48's Jacob deGrom.
Yeah,
only one Jacob
deGrom. $22. $22. Yep. Well, before we even get started, we have to talk about our sponsor.
That's right.
Our sponsor, which is Silk City Hot Sauce. So go to silkcityhotsauce.com and you enter RX in the coupon code box at the checkout and save yourself 15%.
Right.
And they'll also throw in a free bottle of cherry sriracha. Mm-hmm. Support the show and treat yourself to a delicious handmade hot sauce. SilkCityHotSauce.com, coupon code RX.
Yes, and he's working on a new flavor, Swami River Chipotle.
Chipotle. Here's the truth.
They're flying off the shelf.
Here's the truth. Everybody broke my chops.
Deservedly so.
And deservedly so. But here's the thing. I don't think I've ever said Chipotle out loud in my life.
Okay.
Or if I ever did, I've said it Chipotle.
Okay, so
because I was never a hot sauce guy. So this wasn't a one-time mistake. I've been calling it Chipotle my whole life, but nobody's ever corrected me because I don't think I ever said it. I probably just I was by myself. I'm like, oh, they got that Chipotle, and nobody recognized it. And boy, did I take a beating for that?
You did.
Oof. But thank you, our pal, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky, for being our sponsor. And please support the show, support Jeff.
Yes.
And go to silkcity.com.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna shift the show up a little bit today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about a different sitcom. No, I'm kidding, obviously. Now,
Two Broke Girls, a really good one.
Two Broke Girls.
Oh, God. Oh, my.
First off, I remember last week our pal Mark Strouch sent me a comment, and I couldn't find it because my mother used to say if my head wasn't attached, I'd lose that too. But I did find it. I found it. Our pal Mark, who's not on iTunes, but wanted to tell us a little comment that he would leave. So you know what? We like to interact with the guys. And so I want to read it. And his comment is, Joe Conti, this isn't iTunes, but I will give you 5 stars right here. Every episode is great, and I laugh my butt off. You and Louie have incredible chemistry together. I learn and see new things about the Honeymooners that I never knew about, and I have watched the show for 35 years. So thank you, Mark, for those lovely words. Lovely words. And you know what? We got to read this. With the new thing that we've been doing, where with the different lines that we might like that are not necessarily punchlines that we just use.
No, we use as part of our vernacular. We call it the Honeymooner vernacular.
Right.
And that we use them all the time.
Right. And the first one that I brought up.
Those two, Joe, is you probably don't even, sometimes we don't even realize we're using them. They just come out of us.
Sometimes they do come out with us. Yeah. It's so. And the first one was get up there.
Get up there.
Get up there. And I always do it to my dog to tell him to get up the stairs or whatever it is. And so we have a listener, guy Chris, who emailed us. And I'm just going to read the email real quick because it's great because he's basically saying the same thing. Hey, guys, another great episode. Been listening from the beginning. I've been a fan of the Honeymooners since the late 1970s, growing up on Long Island, watching the reruns on PIX in the evenings and then 11:30. I was a member of Ralph and still have my ticket stub for the second Honeymooners convention they held at CW Post College in 1984.
It's on the
Pretty
island.
cool.
Yep.
They actually had George and Harvey there on stage. I'll attach a couple pictures. Please excuse the raininess. Their 36-year-old picture, blah, blah, blah. My main reason for this email is that you guys mentioned lines from the show you use on a regular basis. My main 2 are clear the field and leave it there to cattle get it.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Recently, we were going through our son's closet to donate old clothes. And good old clothes.
Wait, the guy got this cashmere vest.
My wife got annoyed because every piece of clothing I picked up, I said, never again will he wear these little pants. And he says, I guess it got old after 20 times.
Never gets old.
It never gets old. Yeah, to your wife, it got old. But, she got no sense of humor.
We would have laughed all 20 times.
Every time. Anyways, keep up the great work. Time and tide, wait for no man. But thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
We
Great
appreciate that. Yes, of course. And our email is...
bangzoom1956 at Gmail.
Yes. And don't forget, and if you want to contact us through there, or if you want to just use the Honeymooners Facebook page, you can contact us there. Or if you want to leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
It's a voicemail for the show and for my other show that I do, the Conti and Kenny Show. But it's 240-442-2635. And if you call that number, it'll say Conti and Kenny Show voicemail, but you just... I'm the only person that listens.
Joe's the only guy that does.
And you can leave us a voicemail for the show. All right? So, onward and
here we go.
Outward and onward with number 48.
Here we go.
All right. First, Louis made a great observation, as usual. That's why the bit is called Louis' Observations. And it's to me, it's a great observation because, look, we all know Bang Zoom.
Yes.
To the moon. Different variations of Alice traveling 240,000 miles to our nearest and only moon that we have in our little atmosphere here. But Louis noticed
before she goes to Pluto.
Yes, we're going to Pluto and the moon. Yeah. Somebody put up.
You read that?
Yeah, that was great.
They're like not even close.
Yeah, they said it's that's like going to Houston and then going to Jersey City,
walking.
Yeah. So Louis noticed that Ralph asked somebody else to partake in a trip
to the moon.
To the moon, and here it is. It's obviously Dial J.
Dial J. That's all you have to say.
Are you having an attack or something? Can I get you anything, Norton? Yes, water. I want water. I hope there's some water on the moon, because that's where you're going to end up. Oh, come on, you've been telling me for a whole week
now. Yes, so there better be water on the moon.
That's where you're going to end up.
And I never... Like, obviously, if you said something to me, I would go, yeah, that's right. He said, but it never occurred to me that he said that to somebody besides Alice.
Ed, now we talking before the show, getting everything together here, which we have difficulty doing.
If you couldn't tell.
You're going to tell. And I'm saying, Joe, I don't recall him ever saying that in another episode, sending Norton to the moon.
I don't think so.
So if anybody out there, we're not going to go back to all 39 to find one.
Right, just for the one bit.
For the one bit.
We'll end up listening to we'll end up watching the 39 in the next 2 weeks just because
that will be it. That will what we'll be doing. So, but if anybody knows any other instance where he says it to Ed,
right?
Tell us. This is the only one
or anybody.
Anybody, yeah.
He never said it to his mother-in-law, right?
I don't think so. See, again, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I was just shocked that it was to Norton. This was the only time I heard it to Norton.
Yeah.
And it's in Dial J, which is what, number 38 in the...
it's
38. Yeah,
I think it's
38.
It's the second or third before
to the last one.
Yeah.
So it's all the way. It took him almost to the end of the 39 to actually say to Norton he was going to send him to the moon.
Right.
So here we go.
Yeah. So if anybody has info on that, please send it. This is more important than the UN outlawing the H-bomb.
Yeah.
All right. This is very important stuff here. But fascinating. Like, wow. Yeah. Because you think Moon, Alice.
It's all Moon and Alice. It's all about Alice.
Yeah. You ever see the cartoon? They show a cartoon and there's
the two astronauts.
Two astronauts on the moon, and there's a woman laying there
with an apron on. Hey, it's Alice Crampton.
It's Alice Crampton.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because that's what it is.
All right.
So anyway, that was one of our catches.
Yes, that's a great catch.
Yeah.
So, in line with the loving the way either somebody says something or whatever that might not be a punchline, like we're saying.
Right.
I have one, and it's kind of within this, and it's in Dial J. Dial J. Now they're doing this now.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, oh, I saw it in Vote. I'm like, shut up. Dial J. But. And this is one, and it's also part of something that we wanted to talk about. But because it's actually a joke that didn't land.
Yeah, it was one of the. Yeah, it came under that.
And I
category.
used the term "didn't land" purposely when you hear what we're talking about. Okay? Land. Yes. All right. Here we go.
You didn't even pick up my garbage this morning. I didn't pick up your garbage because that is part of my efficiency system. Efficiency? Yes, efficiency.
All right. Right there. I love the way he goes, efficiency. And it's because he's so pronounced in saying it. And I find it hilarious. Like I said, it's a get up there.
Get up there. The voice goes up.
Yes.
And
the voice goes
makes
up.
it a great line.
Reaction.
It's a reaction.
It's a great reaction.
It's a one-word line.
Yeah.
It's efficiency.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody ever said it to you, efficiency.
Dude, whenever I go to like anything, like if it's I'm reading a newspaper and there's efficiency air conditioners, I just to myself I go efficiency.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. It's a great one.
Yep.
And just to hear Ed Norton say that, because he's so frustrated.
Yeah.
Like efficiency. All right, and we're gonna continue with this.
Continue with that.
All right, here we go. And we'll play it again because you get to hear him go, efficiency. Yes, efficiency.
You didn't even pick up my garbage this morning. I didn't pick up your garbage because that is part of my efficiency system. Efficiency? Yes, efficiency. Your garbage pail was half full. When it's full, I'll take it down. That way I'll make one trip instead of 2 trips. Save a trip here and a trip there, and it all mounts up. That's what I'm afraid of. It's mounting all up over the building.
Now that joke worked great.
Yes.
It was hilarious.
Yep.
It all builds up.
Yep. Got a nice reaction from the audience.
Well deserved. All right. Here it comes.
Look, can't you and the rest of the tenants understand that you got to cooperate with the janitor? You help me and I'll help you. There's an old saying, you know. One hand washes the other hand, and both hands wash the face.
This is a good joke. Yeah.
Never mind what the old saying. Just give me the water. I know how to wash.
This worked out great.
Yeah, good reaction.
Sarcasm will get you no place. Just remember, you can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Yeah. Well, with your efficiency program there with the garbage cans, the least worry I have is attracting flies.
All right. So, that last line.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. Tell him the line or something.
Yeah, he says, with your efficiency program.
Right.
First, he doesn't say system, he says program.
Right.
So now
efficiency system, which sounds much better than efficiency program.
You see, he kind of paused and said programs. So
right.
He's forgetting his lines.
Right.
He starts to stumble a little bit in there and a little bit, and he kind of loses it at the end.
Right.
Where then he says, attracting flies. And
right.
He does like this brushing.
See, I never realized it. When at the end when he goes, he does this brushing
with his
like
hands,
he's
brushing something
off his shirt with both of his hands.
Yes. So,
which I guess is like a thing to say, like get the filth off.
Get the flies off of me. Like swooshing the flies away.
Yes.
And it just petered out.
Yeah. It missed. It's almost like when you're watching a baseball player, like you could tell he hits a ball into like right field, and like it looked like a home run, but he missed it off the bat by like
that little millimeter that little takes
of the bat. So it's almost like he missed it by a hair.
A hair, because he kind of stumbled a little bit along the way in the line. So the line winds up getting nothing.
And I think it was a funny line
because he got 2 laughs before that.
Absolutely, because they were all, and
with
it was
the garbage and the flies, not the flies, the garbage and the efficiency system,
and also I know how to wash.
I know how to wash. Exactly, I know how to wash line.
And this would have been a perfect trifecta.
Right,
for that little segment right there
would have ended it
perfectly. And it's a funny thing because about flies, and it's garbage and flies. I mean, it all just works out.
But they missed the point. They just missed her. They didn't. This little off point.
And thank goodness that it wasn't like a modern day sitcom where they do it over and over and over again until it's perfect. Because then we wouldn't have a show.
We wouldn't have a show. We wouldn't have nothing to talk about right now.
Nothing to talk about.
We wouldn't be talking about that efficiency system.
Yes,
and programs.
All right,
efficiency program.
All right, now this one has, I guess you would call it kind of a flub.
Yeah,
a little bit. It's almost like it was like just something that was a little like I forgot how you said it, but it's almost like it was like something that was overstated in his line.
Yeah.
And this is from Man from Space. And this is when Ed Norton first walks in as Francois Pierre de la Brioche.
Pierre Francois.
Okay, here we go. And he's obviously walking around. It's a very funny looking costume. The button is off, which
the button is off. Yeah, the button's off.
You noticed.
Bonjour, everybody. Happy Chow Boy to you. How do you like it, Alice? I just thought I'd slip it on and see how it felt. Get the feel of it,
Oh, Ed, you look wonderful.
Feel how
but
it
who
felt.
are you supposed to be?
I am Pierre Francois de la Brioche.
Well, who is he?
Who is he? You never heard of him?
No.
Oh, he's been a childhood hero and idol of mine since I was a kid.
Well, what was he, a king or something?
What, are you kidding? A king or something? Oh, Pierre Francois de la Brioche was a great man. He designed and built the sewers of Paris.
Okay. All right.
Well, it certainly is quite a costume, isn't it, Ralph?
Sure is. Now, here's the first thing. Now, obviously, we're semantics.
Yes,
but
yes.
He says he was a childhood hero and idol of mine since I was a kid.
So I think it's a little redundant.
Yeah.
Childhood and a kid.
Hey, he's been a childhood hero of mine since I've been 32 years old. And obviously, he must have just wanted to say he's been a childhood hero of mine, an idol.
An idol.
Yeah. Or he's been a hero of a hero of mine, an idol since I was a kid.
Yeah, but he said childhood and kid.
Yeah, it's nothing that makes you go, oh, what a terrible program. I'm changing the channel. How dare they screw this up?
I'm going to watch Moesha.
Yes, exactly. Yes. We're going to watch what was the one? Two
Broke Girls?
Two Broke Girls. We're going back to Two Broke Girls. They're funny and disgusting. But, so obviously. But now, here is the big talking point that 10 minutes we're on this before the show. The name.
The name.
Say it, Lou.
Della Brioche.
Right.
Now
I've always, and I
Joe.
think every single person that heard this thought like me and said, and found it funny that there's a French guy with like some sort of Eastern European Polish name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, why? But I just thought, hey, they just threw the name Brioche.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm Italian, I remember the Brioche stuff. And they said, hey, you know what? They're just, you know,
drink it when we're kids.
saying the first part as a French and then just throwing it in like Brioche. Like it's silly.
Yeah. So what
Oh, and Louis, I think Louis right on
I
the
could
money
be
with
right on this one.
I think you're
I
right
am,
on it.
But
here we go.
I think it's supposed to be. Now this could be Art Carney messing up, but we don't know. This is my take on it.
Right.
I think it's supposed to be Pierre-François de la Brioche.
Brioche, like the roll.
Like the roll.
And that's a French thing.
That's a French roll.
Dude, it's brilliant, dude.
If you look
I
at
am
this,
convinced that that's what it was.
Because you look at the spelling, Norton could have just used that CHE at the end and brioche.
Right.
And where it should have been de la brioche.
Right.
Because he's French.
Right. I think that they did that on purpose to show the Brooklyn simpleton Ed
Norton,
who doesn't even realize that he's calling the French guy with all the French names, and then just slipping in a ski at the end.
Slipping in some Polish guy.
Slipping like a Pole or Eastern European
guy,
German, whatever it is,
sure.
Russian, whatever it is.
Yep.
And I think it was done on purpose, just to kind of continue with the silliness.
Yeah, it could be.
First of
That
all,
could be.
he looks ridiculous.
Yes.
All right. And then for the guy who designed and built the sewers of Paris would look like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I
the whole thing is ridiculous. Like, first of all,
it is.
Why would that guy be your hero?
It's so off the wall.
It's so off the wall.
And we know Norton's got this love affair with his job in the sewer. But you're not going to go that far.
Of course.
Especially if you're a Brooklynite in 1955.
Absolutely.
You're not going that far.
Right, exactly. He probably, a Brooklyn guy would love Sinatra.
Yeah.
Or
like that.
something,
anything.
Cagney, James Cagney, not
Humphrey Bogart.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah. And that's why I think they did that. And maybe, look, sometimes, and I used to have friends of mine when we used to do comedy, and one friend of mine, he was brilliant. His name was Otto and George. Mm-hmm. He was a ventriloquist act. He passed away years ago, and if you ever want to go check him out on YouTube, make sure there's no children around, all right? But he would do this filthy act, but sometimes he would do certain jokes just for us in the back. Things that the audience didn't even get, and he was just doing it for the comics. Sometimes maybe they were doing that just for everybody who worked on the show.
It could be, because then you figure also in their preparation for the show when they're just running through it.
Right.
Now Norton's probably has to say this word.
Right.
So he's probably saying Brioche the whole time.
Right.
Of course, Jackie Gleason's not there because he called him that silly hero of yours, that Brioche guy, whatever his name is.
Yeah, that sissy hero of yours.
That Brioche guy.
That Brioche guy. Right.
So it was probably, I don't know, maybe they liked that he said Brioche. Maybe they wrote it as brioche.
Right.
And he read it as Brioche, and they say, hey, keep that in. That sounds better.
I just don't think Art Carney seemed like such a refined guy.
Yes.
For able to play this character so great.
Yes.
I bet you Art Carney was like, oh, brioche. And they were like, you know what? Why don't you call it something else? Yeah. Like brioche or brioche.
Yeah.
And he probably said brioche.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Could be. That could be. I don't know. This is all conjecture on our part.
Yeah.
We don't no idea.
Yeah, who knows? And I'm sure if somebody thinks we're way off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll hear it.
Somebody.
We will definitely hear it.
Yeah, we'll either get a note, mailed to us at our house with cutout letters from all the different magazines. Stop your show or else. But it's a great thought.
Point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Brioche.
De la brioche.
And I think de la brioche
is
Because out of you
well, first of all, he's not a guy. He's not a real guy.
Right, of
so
course.
It doesn't matter. Like, we could say, no, he does. That man does not pronounce his name that way. We don't know. It's a made-up guy.
It's a made-up guy, exactly. And I think it's great because I think you're right on.
Okay.
It was supposed to be brioche. And ended up making it brioche. It's absolutely awesome. I love it. All right. So, this is becoming my favorite new part of the show, which is our new bit, which we don't have an intro for, but it's called the Name's the Same.
The name's the same. Yeah.
And who gave us that, Norm?
No.
Sheldon.
Sheldon gave us.
Sheldon gave us the name, and it's the Name's the Same, which obviously means that with only 39 episodes, only 39.
Yeah, only 39.
They used the same names. It's like in 1956, there was only 15 or 20 names in the English language. Everybody was named Frank and Bill and George and Pete and Bill and Alice
and Monahan and Cassidy.
They really loved
Cassidy and
they
Riley.
loved words, names that started with M for the last name. They really did, you know. But
okay, who do we got for
all right,
today? Let's see who we got for today. Let me pick out one.
All right.
Okay. All right. Frank. We'll go with the name Frank. Go ahead, Joe. You mentioned one, right?
How many are there?
There are 4.
Oh, God, Frank. All right, the first one is Frank
in
and
the
Bill
office.
And, Frank and George.
Frank and George and Pete and
Bill and Alice. Frank. Oh, my God. There's 4?
There's 4. 2 are hard.
2 are hard. The one that's not as hard, can you give me a hint on what episode it is? Do you know what episode?
Vote.
Frank Drebin. Right?
No, he's his brother Drebin.
Brother Drebin. Frank. Wow. I am drawing such a blank on Frank.
Blank on Frank.
I'm drawing a blank on Frank. Can you give me another hint? I know it's pathetic now, but
Lucy.
Lucy. That's a hint?
Yeah.
Lucy?
Connie Mack.
Connie Mack.
I'm giving you all good hints here.
I don't know.
McGillicuddy.
Oh, Frank McGillicuddy.
Lucy McGillicuddy and Connie Mack. Cornelius McGillicuddy. That was his real name?
I didn't know the Connie Mack, but Lucy McGillicuddy. That is that's like password.
Yeah, that was
couple.
Odd couple. Yeah, Odd Couple one.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Oh,
Lead?
that is a great
Graphite.
great hint.
2 more.
2 more.
That was the easy one.
Frank. My God. I'll give you
a hint. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
Elks.
It's one of the Elks. Frank. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's... Is it one of the barbers?
That's not the hint I gave you, but that is...
Is the other one?
The other one is Frank the
Barber. Okay.
Now, the one I just gave you the hint for had nothing to do with the barber.
No, I knew that. It just all of a sudden came to me. Unless Frank the Barber snuck in and became a wreck. Became
left. Yeah.
Oh, that's the guy who became Raccoon of the Year, and he journed the Elks.
Yeah, he journed the Elks.
It's Frank. I can't think of his name.
Brady.
Frank Brady. That's right. He was so stuck up. That he
put the raccoons and joined the Elks.
That's a brilliant joke, by the way.
Oh, and if you really want to go one further,
okay,
go to the Lost episode. It's Alice's brother's name.
Oh, they never mention it in this.
At 39,
but it's Alice's brother's name, which just adds to the ridiculousness of the whole thing about the list.
Yeah, in the list,
Frank.
And I've started to watch the Lost episodes. Like I said, I'm not a Lost episode person, but even again, talking about the names, it just popped into my head when Ed and Ralph were going to buy the candy store.
Yes,
the guy's name is Bartfeld.
Yes,
and go back to the barber shop.
August Gunther.
He played the guy that played August Gunther played Mr. Bartfeld, the candy store owner.
Right.
And Bartfeld's the guy in the barber shop.
Exactly.
And
Who gives
Harvey
number. Wallstetter the number.
So
exactly.
again, another name is Bartfeld.
Is it Barfeld or
I don't know. I think it's
Bartfeld?
I don't know really. I mean, from what I'm hearing,
because I'm thinking of there was a Yankee.
Jesse Barfield. Jesse Barfield. Was it
Barfield or
Barfield? I think it was Barfield.
Jesse Barfield. Yeah, Barfield. Okay, but
this is Bartfeld. So they used that name twice.
So look,
in the Lost,
and you know what? It's Alice's brother, so you can include it. I know it's Lost episode, but still,
I think I believe his name was Frank. If somebody out there, if I'm wrong,
right,
please tell me, and you will.
And yes, you will.
Please love telling us when we're wrong. So, but I believe his name was Frank. Alice's brother.
Wow. So actually 5.
Yeah,
5 Franks. Mm-hmm. And how many do we see?
Well, we see
Frank McGillicuddy.
We see McGillicuddy and Frank the Barber.
That's it.
Because we don't see Brady.
So the other
we don't
one
see Frank and Bill and Pete. We never see
that.
We never see Alice's coworker.
Yes. Alice's coworker.
We see Mr. Romiko.
Yeah. I mean, we can picture them all around the water cooler.
Yeah.
Being a riot about Alice. Oh, nice. That is great.
This is
5 Franks.
5 Franks. If you want to go 4, and if you really want to go, we'll go.
Just to throw it out.
Throw it out there.
Because if it was some real off the wall character, like some guy who walked by, but this is supposed to be Alice's brother.
I believe it's Frank.
So it was Frank, Alice, and
McGillicuddy.
No, I'm just saying like the 3 siblings.
Oh, there's another sibling that caught in the Lost episodes, but I'm going to hold that name because it's going to go on the list.
Okay. Going to go on the list.
And that's a time, remember, me and you were going back and forth over this about your sister lives closer to the subway station.
Right.
And you thought it was Agnes, saying, no, it's not Agnes. Because Agnes is still living at home.
Right.
I said, I told you. I said, Joe, I think Alice has another sister.
Yes,
and then I'm watching The Lost the other night, and sure enough, the name came up.
Ah, and it'll be on the list.
It'll be on the list, so I don't want to.
All right.
I want to keep in suspenders here.
All right. So now you already got me racking my brain.
Yeah, I'm gonna rack your brain.
So more now. You might as well continue the racking of my brain. And
we're gonna go to my favorite intro song.
Yes.
The only one we played. We forgot to play the observation song. Before.
We didn't play. We knew it though because these were more of like not just.
Yeah, they weren't observations.
Yeah,
more talking points.
All right.
Yeah. Here we go.
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Herb.
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer.
Our courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
Thank you. As you can see, I'm already holding my chin.
It's only chin. He's looking skyward.
Yes. All right. Now, you said you're going to do
we haven't done it in a long time.
Right,
and I found it because I found my old piece of paper from like 5 months ago that I had written it on.
Yeah. Is it the Walgreens,
the Walgreens receipt? Yeah, the Walgreens receipt. And
the infamous Walgreens receipt. Okay.
So we're going to do a rapid fire.
Oh, boy.
Joe, you should be pretty good on this one. I think you can get by because one of our emailers and fans from a long time, Norm,
right,
said I was getting like a little bit too easy on you.
Thank you, Norm.
I
appreciate that.
I'm not here to play Stump the Stars.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Norm. Jesus.
So you can blame Norm for this. All right, you ready, Joe? God. Here we go.
In front of millions of people.
Here's what I'm going to do. Let me explain it to you first.
Okay.
I'm going to make a statement, and you have to name the place. It's a place. Everything has to do with a place.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Favorite Chinese restaurant?
Hong Kong Gardens.
Got it. Dinner with Bill Davis.
The Colonnade Room.
Kid that called Trixie Sweetie Pie. What store? I think this was the hardest one.
The Krausmeyer's Deli.
Ooh.
Krausmeyer's Krause's Deli.
Right. Okay. There you go.
All right. Louis was playing a harmonica, the accordion there.
I was like,
Krause's Deli. That's right.
Krause's
Deli.
Down the sheets. Into
Freitag's.
Okay. See,
Down the sheets. That's my clue.
That's your clue.
Down
You got
the
it.
sheets.
And you got it real fast.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious.
Where Ralph won the horse with the clock in his stomach.
Oh, Salvatore's Pizzeria?
Okay. Alice's job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Where she worked when they got Thelma.
Oh, I thought you meant with her office job.
No. Oh, you mean Tony Miko? No. Where she got
it's Krausmeyer's Bakery.
Okay, you got him. There you go. Good.
I said bakery.
You bakery, yeah.
Bakery, not bakery.
No, not bakery.
It's bakery.
Not like Safety. Bakery.
Safety. Oh, that is
great. A great way to wrap it.
Oh, that's
great way to. That was
wow,
a good one,
I
Joe.
did all right.
You were good.
I mean, you gave me a little,
That's all right.
little hint here and there,
That's
but
okay.
that's all right.
You're under the gun.
Yeah, I'm under the gun. Well, listen, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I'm really loving the name's the same. Bit.
Oh, the name's the same.
I love
It's
it.
great.
It's awesome. And so, if anybody wants to add to those, obviously, any type of
if you find
feedback or
something that,
anything, obviously. But who can we thank? All right. First of all, I want to thank Jeff Kingfish Levinsky for being our sponsor. SilkCityHotSauce.com. Please go there. Get his he's got a ton of different types of hot sauces, especially the Chipotle. The Chipotle.
Swami River.
The Swami River.
Chipotle. Flying off the shelves,
those are our two biggest flubs. Yours is Swami River, exactly. Swami River and Chipotle. Yeah.
I'm just seeing this on the label. If he comes up with something like this,
oh my goodness, that would be hilarious. Oh, but please, SilkCityHotSauce.com, put RX in the coupon code, get 15%, and they'll throw in a bottle of cherry sriracha. Support him, support the show. Who else can we thank? We have to thank everybody who helps us out. All of the listeners, the guys who email us, Nutsy, Bibbo, Bibbs,
Shifty,
Ira, Norm,
Red.
Shelley, Shifty,
Red. Mark and Kevin, all you guys have been great. I mean, these are our core people that really, I mean, everybody who listens, we thank you.
Yeah,
but
obviously.
the core guys,
there's some maniacs,
they really participate.
Right.
Me and Joe, believe me, we enjoy that.
Oh,
we really enjoy it.
And that's why, I mean,
we love hearing from him.
Whenever you email Louis, he always sends me the email, so I get to check it out.
I actually know how to do that.
Yes, Louis figured that out. Yeah. Forward. He didn't think it was a cassette tape. He actually figured out that he could forward an email. But so thank you, all you guys, man. And don't forget, if you want to leave a voicemail for the show, the number is 240-442-2635. The email,
bangzoom1956 at Gmail.
Absolutely. And then the Honeymooners Facebook page. And then there's also the Honeymooners podcast on Twitter. Right. And who can we thank? The wonderful Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge on Facebook with Joy and Brother Norton. We appreciate you guys. And Brother Norton, a pal of ours, does the Honeymooners Thursday trivia podcast every Thursday with one trivia question. And I also do my other radio show that I've been doing since 2005 called The Conti and Kenny Show. We're on every Monday night on More Like Radio and also on Facebook. And also my debut comedy CD that I put out. It's 2012 I put it out. But it's great. It's an hour of hilarity, right? A hilarity. It's like a raccoon's convention, all right? And it's called Happiness. And I think that's it, right?
Yeah, I have nothing going, so.
No, you got nothing going on, right? Neither do I. All right. Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much. And, because 48, right? This was 48.
That was 48, the Jacob deGrom.
In the books.
Best pitcher in baseball.
Yes, absolutely. And that's it, everybody. And we'll see you next time.
Night all.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.